Hello, hello, hi, welcome to today's class. And today is going to be an awesome class. I'm going to get right into it with you. We're going to talk about how to actually build your wealth from little. And there are going to be 4 steps, like I shared in the emails. There are going to be 4 steps I'm going to be sharing with you. And for those of you who are new, I am Elizabeth Booker. I am a financial coach and I help professionals and business owners change the way they think about money so that they can start making more, building their wealth, right? Okay, so let's get into it. Now, who is this for? This training, this workshop is for employees, entrepreneurs, business owners, students, unemployed people. In fact, it's meant for you. It's perfect for you. So if you are looking and it's something that's on your heart to build your wealth and you feel like you have a little right now, this is for you. Okay, now before we get deep into the meat and potatoes, there is something I always say, and I want you to remember this. Information without understanding is useless. Yeah, okay, write that down on your notebook. Write it down right now because I want to make sure that you remember information without understanding is useless. That means if you are getting information and you don't understand what you are learning, what you're hearing, then it's useless. It's actually useless. But the best way to utilize that is use the chat box. Send me an email. Ask a question. Ask more questions that will open you up to understanding more about what you're hearing. Okay, so there are 3 things that people do when they get new ideas or new information. And for some of you, the things I'm going to share today, they're things you've heard me say before. And for some of you who are new, they may be things that you haven't heard before. So there are 3 things that most people tend to do. 1, they either reject it, they think that wouldn't work for me, they just reject it. 2, they think that it could work for them and they make a note of it and they park it somewhere and they forget about it. So they neglect it. They're like, I'm going to do that, but not now. And then they forget all about it. Or 3, they actually accept it. They hear a new idea. They hear this new piece of information. They understand it. They believe it, that it will work for them, and they accept it. And then they go on to do the work about it. Now, I know many of you will probably not reject it because you're already here. You've come this far. But I don't want you to neglect it because it's very slippery. It's a very slippery slope where you write it down, you make a note of it, that you'll come back to this idea later, and then you don't. And then it's a week later, a month later, a year later, and there's no progress in that particular area. So I want you to accept it and accept it completely if it's something that will move you forward towards your goal. Okay, so if it's something that you feel will move you forward towards your goal and you've chosen not to reject it, then accept it completely. Okay, now there are 4 main steps, and these are the things I want you to either reject or accept, or do not neglect it. Do not say, I'll come back to this later, and then you don't. So there are 4 main steps when it comes to building wealth. 1, creation. 2, growth. 3, protection. And 4th is impact. Now, these steps don't necessarily have to go one after the other. You don't have to create everything before you can grow it. You can start a little bit and then start on the other sections as well, right? And so those are the 4 main steps. And I want you to write that down. Make a note of them on your notebooks right now. Creation, growth, protection, impact. That means that there are 4 main things that you want to do with to build your wealth. First, you want to create something. right? And now we're talking about financial wealth in this class. So that is, you want to create some income, you want to create some money, you want to have some money coming in. Then the next thing is to grow it. So you've created it, and then you grow it. So you want what you've had coming in to grow and blossom into something bigger. And now you're growing this, you created something from nothing, from maybe your knowledge, from maybe your education, from maybe your skills or your abilities. And now you're growing it, you're growing this financial tree, shall we say, from the nothing that it was to something. Now that it's growing, we want to think about protecting it, right? And also think about how we're going to use it to impact the lives of others. Now, protection is so important because if you imagine growing this beautiful plant, I don't know, I'll give you a quick story. So last year, my daughter at school, she had to grow a sunflower plant, right? So we grew it in the house and it was so beautiful. But it gotten so tall, it's grown so tall. And if you know, if you've ever planted sunflowers, it first takes a while. It takes a while to start growing. And then when it starts growing, it grows so tall. And then it takes a while to actually bloom, right? So you're thinking, I'm watering, I'm feeding, I'm taking care of this plant for so long and I haven't seen the beauty. And that's how my daughter was. She felt like, when am I going to see this beautiful yellow sunflower come out? And it took weeks. And I'm talking like 6 or 9 weeks. Like, it was definitely the whole summer. And when it finally grew so big, I decided I decided to put it out in the garden. And by the next day, I don't know what animal had attacked it, but it was cut in half. Literally, the stem was cut in half. Okay, so and actually this plant is perfect, is a perfect example for what I'm talking about. First, we planted the seeds. It took a while to blossom. It took a while to start to grow. But then as we got into the growth stage, it started growing. The stem grew taller and taller, reached our ceiling. And then the flower was beginning to bloom. And then we put it outside. So I did not protect it, right? I didn't protect it from the weather, from the elements, from nature. And by the very next day, it was cut in half. Now, that is not going to happen to your wealth because we're going to think about protecting it as we're growing it. And of course, all flowers impact us because they're beautiful, they smell lovely, they are essential for life, and that's the positive impact it has on us as human beings. And therefore, in our wealth also will have a positive impact for someone else. And you know what that impact is going to be. You know that there's something in your heart that you feel puzzled, you feel disturbed by, you want to help this kind of people, you want to do something in this particular area. And that's where we actually gain the most fulfillment, because building wealth and storing it all up for yourself is not fun. It's really not. It's fun when you get to help your family, help your extended family, help your communities, support projects that are really close to your hearts, right? That's what's fun about it. So we're going to talk about these 4 steps and how you can use these 4 steps to create real lasting wealth. Not wealth that will come this year and be gone in the next 5, and not wealth that will not outlive your lifetime as well. Okay, next slide. Any questions, just pop it in the chat, or you can always email me after the class if you have any particular questions. Okay, creation. First step is creation. So there are 2 ways that you can make money, right? Oh, no, I went too fast. I was going to ask you, and I'll still ask you, how many ways can you make money? I want to know. Tell me what would have been your answer if I asked, how many ways can you make money? You might say 2, 5, 10, 100, 1,000. There's so many ways to make money, right? Okay. Well, there are two main ways that you can make money. Two. So you don't have to worry your head about it. Just two main ways. The first is by leveraging time for money, and the other is by leveraging money to make more money. And I want you to do both ways. Okay, so when you're leveraging time for money, here we're talking about either your time or other people's time, right? So if you're leveraging your time for money, then maybe you're self-employed, you're an employee, and you get paid in return for the value that you give, right? So wealth is created as we exchange value. When we are talking about creation, value is very important. So you're giving something of good value in return, you're getting paid in some way, and that's how you're creating. So you're either leveraging your time or you're leveraging other people's time. So maybe you're a business owner and you have other people working for you and you are still getting a profit off the work that they do. And then the second way is leveraging money to make more money. So let's say you have some money and then you take that money and you put it to work, as just the same way you put people to work for you. You can get your money to work for you and make more money for you. But you can get other people's money to work for you and make more money for you and for them. So and that's creation. Excuse me. So for you, I want you to write down how do you in 2022, how do you plan to create more income in your for yourself, either in your business or in your job? Are you choosing to leverage your time for money, or are you also looking to leverage other people's time for money, or are you also looking to leverage money for money? So think about that and make a note. Write it down. Think about what you did last year. What you did last year, if you leveraged your time, how much did you earn? What was the outcome? And what do you want to do this year? Do you want to leverage your time? How much do you want to earn? And what will be the outcome? And here's the secret. When you are leveraging your time, because the creation of wealth is directly proportional. Directly proportional. I remember using that in mathematics. But yeah, because creation of wealth is directly proportional to value creation. If you want to get paid more, you want to increase the value that you're offering or you're giving. So if you serve, clients, you serve customers, you want to serve more, and then you get paid more. If you sell products, you want to sell more and you get paid more. And you can do that by leveraging your time, by doing all the work yourself, or leveraging other people's time, getting other people on board, getting team members, hiring people who can help you with certain aspects of what you do so that you can do more of it. Okay, let me know if that's clear. So if you're a business owner or you're self-employed, then this is leveraging other people's time is maybe much easier to do. If you are an employee, leveraging other people's time may look like collaborating with your colleagues, asking for help, speaking out quickly when you notice an issue in the office and you notice a problem, and trying to get the best minds to help work with you in fixing, the problem, in getting, or in providing a certain type of value, right? In a business or as an entrepreneur, leveraging your time means serving more people. Leveraging other people's time maybe means adding, getting someone to help you with ads, or you can do it yourself. You can also leverage technology. So when I say leverage other people's time, that also includes leverage other things, other things that people have created, right? You can leverage technology to help you make more money. Okay, so that's creation. If you have any questions, let me know. So the next step 2 is growth. And we're going to break this down in the next couple of months even further. But today I want to give you a full overview. So growth is what you do with the money you make. So now I want to ask you, what do you do with the money you make? Let me know. Drop a comment, let me know. Maybe you spend it, maybe you save it, maybe you grow it, you invest it, maybe, who knows? I want to know. There's no right or wrong answer. But let's explore these, because these are the 3 main things that you can do with the money that you make. Let's explore it. So what if I spend all my money, all the money I make, or even if just a portion of it, right? What if I spend it all? Well, if you spend it all, I'd say it's a race to the bottom. Why? Because everything, like our essential bills, it is increasing, right? So, what we spend on are classed into 2 things. One is our like necessary bills, the essential bills, things that we need to survive, accommodation, food, shelter, bills, utility bills, transportation, right? Those are our necessary, most essential bills. And then the other things are our luxury bills. So maybe skincare products, excess clothing, subscriptions. So those are variable and they are non-essential because you don't need them to survive, but you may want them to have the type of lifestyle that you want to live, right? So if you spend all your money, you're literally, from 2020 to April, we are going to be spending more money anyway on essential bills. Why? National insurance in the UK is set to rise by 1.25%. And just in case you're not sure what 1.25% is going to look like for you, if you earn £20,000 a year right now, you're going to be paying £89 extra in tax. If you earn £50,000 right now, you're going to be paying £464 extra in tax. If you earn 100K per year right now, you're going to be paying £1,089 extra in national insurance tax. And I know that what you were using that extra money for last year. And if you had that extra money last year in 2021 and your money was still not enough, imagine that in 2022, you're going to be paying that much extra in tax. So you're going to have that less. Your disposable income has now reduced by these amounts, right? So if in 2021 you couldn't save, you couldn't pay off your debt, you couldn't afford all the things that you wanted, and you are earning this money, imagine what it's going to look like in 2022 when you pay that much extra in tax, right? Not only that, energy bills are going up. You might have heard it. Energy bills are going up, right? So according to the BBC, on average, it's like 693 when they investigated, like 1 million people will be paying £693 extra. 1 million households will be paying £693 extra a year on energy bills, electricity, gas. So now your essential bills have just gone up by close to £2,000, right? Depending on how much you earn and how much you spend on energy bills. And then let's take into fact that from 2021 to 2022, pay rises might not go up. On average, most people get like a 2% pay rise per year. So if you spend all your money, you're going to end up spending even more because you're spending more already on taxes. You're going to be spending more on bills. You're going to be spending more on essential things. So deciding that you're going to be spending more on, spending money on just spending all your money is not the way to go. It's literally a race to the bottom. And I mean, it's a race to having no money at the end of the month. Okay, let's look at the next scenario. If I save all my money. So I said there are three things you can do with your money. Maybe you're going to spend it, you're going to save it, or you're going to grow it, right? So what if I save all my money? Again, it's a race to the bottom. Right now, inflation has risen to 5.4%. And savings rates are still like under, okay, now they've gone up a little bit, but they're under 2% for most, even the best banks. You can get a great savings rate for maybe 2%. And well, my bank was about 0.2 last year. And I think my other savings account was 0.05%. So now you're going to be putting all of your money in a savings account, and inflation is going up at 5.4%, and your savings is going up at 1%, 2%. If you are lucky, you're losing money. You are losing buying power. The amount that you're going to be able to spend, the amount you need to spend the same things will increase because of inflation. So what does inflation have an effect on? Right now, I'm just giving you 4 areas because these are the 4 that I have seen and has affected me directly. Food. Food prices have gone up, guys. Beef has gone up by 8.6%, for example. Milk has gone up in certain places as well. Skincare has gone up 9.6%. Furniture, and this includes garden furniture, children's rooms furniture, your house furniture, it's gone up by 7.4%. Used cars have gone up by 28%. We were looking for a car last year and the prices were like, what? The car was old. Why would I pay this much for an old car, right? So it's like all the prices have gone up, and it has a direct impact on your money. So if you're only saving and spending, of course, because you're still going to be spending extra money on your taxes and on bills, but then you'd save the rest of your money alone, that money is going to continue to lose value with each passing year. Now, I'm not saying saving is not good. It's so important, but it's the first step. It's not the only step. It's not where you should park and reside. It's just the first step to get to the next place. You save to grow it, right? We save to invest. So I would like that to be a slogan. Let's make that a slogan. I save to invest. I save to invest. Write it down. I save to invest. Use it as an affirmation. So every time you save, you remember that I'm saving to invest. I'm not just saving for a rainy day. Yeah, you have your emergency funds, but you're also saving to invest because that's the kind of person you are. Okay. So that's saving. That's the next thing that you can do. And the third thing that we can do is to grow our money. So I thought that this would be fun. If I brought up how what if you invested and how it would look, right? So now if you're age 30 and I picked like £20 a month because honestly, like many of us spend £20 a month is less than £1 a day. And I bet we all spend £20 a month on things we don't even remember, we don't need, we could have done without, right? Or we've given £20 away to someone or to a kid or to a child or to just for something that we just so that, you didn't really need it, but you just got it anyway, right? So now, if you just took that spare £20 a month, that's literally £5 a week, probably less than £5 a week. You took that money and decided I'm going to put that money away. Let's see what would happen if you decided to grow that £20 a month. If at age 30, you started and we said, let's say we grow it at interest rate of 10% per year, you would have saved £93,000 by the time you're 67. 93,000. And if you started at age 40, that £10, £20 a month would have grown to 32,000. And if you started at age 50, that £10 a month would have grown to £10,000. And you can just double it. Imagine instead of £20 a month, you have £40 a month to put aside, or £80 a month to put aside. Then you just double those numbers. £40 a month at 50, you're by 67, when if you decide not to stop investing at 67, you would have saved 20K. 20K in 17 years. Flashback, if you are 50, flashback to 17 years ago when you were 33. I hope I'm right. When you were 33 to now, would you have saved 20K? Have you saved 20K in the last 17 years? If not, you can do it in the next 17 years. You can do it. You can start now. So I don't want you to look at these numbers and think, oh, wow, can I really do that? You can. Now I'm bringing out my calculator because I just want to even calculate how much, and I should have put that up there, but how much would be the right, how much would you have put up? So if you're 50 and you put in £20 a month, £20 a month comes per year is £240 a year. £240 a year times 17 years is 4,080. 4,080. So you would have put in £4,080 and you made £10,000. So 6,000 extra, roughly, less £20. £6,000 extra in interest. Now, no bank accounts will give that to you right now if you invested 10%. Let's say you're 30 and you put in £20 a month till you are 67. You would have put in £8,800 in total. And you would have grown your money to 93,000. 93,000. That is a profit of interest profit of £84,000. £84,000 you would have made by putting in £20 a month. And I bet you could do more than 20. Maybe you could do 25, right? Something to think about. So, and this is how we get our money to start working for us, right? We get our money to work for us. We, instead of just leveraging our time, we can leverage that spare £20. And if you can put £200, you add an extra zero there, you literally add an extra zero here. How amazing is that? If you can put £200 a month each month away in an investment account at any of these ages, you can add an extra zero. Okay, I'm not going to go for much further banging on this horse, but you can grow your money. That is one thing that you can do with it. And if you want to beat inflation, you want to beat rising prices now and in the future, that's the best way to start. I don't say that's the best way to keep going, but it's the best way to start. And as you start and you keep learning, you will find out more ways. But as we grow our money, it's important to think about protecting it as well. So I know many of us ask this question, what if? We always ask the what if question. What if, well, I can't start investing. What if I lose all my money? What if I can't pay my debt? What if I do, what if? Okay, enough of the what ifs. If you want to ask what ifs, let's ask what ifs about protection. What if you can't work? What if you were made redundant? I got made redundant. What if you can't find a new job in a certain time and you have children and bills to pay and rent due or mortgage due? What if your business income stops or gets threatened, like someone sues you for something? What if there's a death? I know we don't like thinking about death, but what if there's a death of some, an important member of, of the breadwinner in your family? Maybe that's you, or maybe it's someone else. So protection is so important because it's important to protect ourselves, to protect our families, right? And there are different ways to do that. And I'm going to share a couple with you all, more than a couple. There's business insurance. You can get insurance to protect your business if your income stops or, someone threatens your income, like, in a lawsuit. You can get different types of business insurance. You can get income protection if you are self-employed. This is so important. You can get income protection to protect yourself. If you get ill, you can get critical illness protection. You can get life insurance to protect against the death. You can get accident cover to protect against, an accident. You can get medical insurance just to, to protect yourself in case you get sick. And of course, wills, having a written will. It's so important to protect, especially as we start building wealth, right? You've built up your first 10K, your first 20K, your first 5K in investments. Even you want to protect it so that it goes to the right people. So that's why it's so important. And of course, why are we doing all this? We do all this because of the impact that we want to make, right? And our impact is what fills us up. What fills you up? What makes you, what do you feel pushes you? And not everyone has a defined calling, I know that. But if you do, then it's even more important, right? Creating wealth to feel that impact that you're on this earth to pursue or to help with is so much more important. Matthew 22 verse 39 says that we are to love God, love others as you love yourself. So I've been talking a lot about loving yourself, right? We're protecting ourselves. We're growing our wealth. We're creating it. We love others through the impact. So how are we, as we're building this wealth, what are we going to use it for? What legacy are we leaving behind? How are we going to touch someone's lives through our pounds, our dollars, our yen, our whatever currency is coming through you, right? And of course, to love God and I believe that loving God, one way of loving God is to love others as well, and to love ourselves, to love your immediate family, to take care of them financially as well. And because we're talking about finances here, to take care of your extended family if you can, to love them, to support your community where God has planted you, to support the world around you where, God is taking you to as well, and to support the kingdom of God, to use your finances in that way to help build up the kingdom of God. And that's how we impact. So, so for many of you, I know there's something inside you, that you're called. Maybe you're called to a certain type of person or a certain demographic, or you're called to do something in a particular way, to help people in a particular way. And that's beautiful. And I think that it's so important that we have the vision of that clear, so that we know that, so we have a clear motivation for wanting to create wealth for ourselves. Because I find that we will do more things for others than we would for ourselves. Do you find that too? Do you find that you're more motivated to help other people than you are to help yourself? Well, if you are one of those people, use it to your advantage in this way. Let's, let's tackle debt. Let's create more income. Let's grow it the right way and protect it so that we can help more people. Okay. So coming to the end, and here is my details. If you want to talk about how you can impact more people, how you can use your wealth to impact more people, book a call with me. If you are worried about protection, you're thinking, is my business protected? Is my income protected? Am I protecting my family and my finances in the right way? Book a call, send me an email, and let me know, and we can talk through it. If you're thinking about, I want to create more money, I want to reduce my debt, and I want to learn how to start growing it in the right way, in the right safe way, book a call. Let me know. Let's talk about it. Okay, and that's it for today. We have come to the end of today's session, and have a great weekend. Put any comments you have in the chat. We'll run through it right after this. If you have any questions, let me know, put it in the chat, or send me an email, and then we'll run through, we can run through it one-on-one together as well. Okay, it's been so much fun hanging out with you guys today. Such fun. Such fun. Until our next, time again together, I will see you soon. I'm going to look in the chat and see what is there, but till then, ciao. Okay, let's see. What questions?